shorty and she got no one on so. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let the thing loose, girl, it's so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been picking what you bringing to the table.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Njeri Psychio. I am a junior psychology major at the Hampton University. Today I will be discussing a more serious issue, mental health. Today I will be discussing mental health apps and why they are important for college students. The mental health app that I will be discussing today is called Let's Talk. The goal of Let's Talk is to provide a safe space for college students, a safe space like Twitter, but it will be anonymous so that the students will be able to talk freely about what they're going through. A component of the app is there will be weekly questions in order to assess your well-being and your symptoms of depression. But before we get into what the rest of the app does, what is depression? What is depression? Like, how do I know if I'm depressed? What are signs of depression? I'm glad you asked. Let's get right to it. Depression is one of the most common mental health disorders. The United States Current suggested that depression can come from a number of things, including genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors. Depression can come at any age or any point in your life. However, it is most common in adolescents and in children. Depression found in children and adolescents is generally paired with anxiety. Depression in college students or adults can come from a number of things such as school, illness, family problems, and social issues. Commonly said that depression results from a chemical imbalance in the brain, but it is much more than a chemical imbalance. Emotions, mood changes, thoughts, perceptions, and behaviors are connected with the activity of nerve cells in the brain. Nerve cell connections, nerve cell growth, and the functioning of nerve circuits have a major impact on depression. There are many brain imaging techniques, such as a PT scan, that are used to explain which parts of the brain are linked with depression. Brain imaging techniques give researchers better understanding of which parts of the brain are associated with mood and memory. The amygdala, the hippocampus, and the thalamus are regions that are associated with the brain, with depression. Depression is a common but serious mood disorder. It causes severe symptoms that affect how you think, feel, and handle daily activities such as sleeping, eating, or working. There are two categories of depression: major depressive disorder and clinical depression. Within these two categories, there are many different types of depression and forms of depression, such as persistent depressive disorder, postpartum depression, seasonal affect disorder, and bipolar disorder. Some of the common signs of depression are persistent sadness, anxiety, or feelings of emptiness, feelings of hopelessness, irritability, feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness. Other signs might include decreased energy or fatigue, difficulty concentrating, remembering or making decisions, difficulty sleeping, appetite or weight changes, and thoughts of suicide. With the Let's Talk app, there will be a study that takes place. Within this study, the use of convenient sampling will be implemented. The participants in the study will consist of 20 undergraduate students that will attend an HBCU. The participants of the study age range will be between 18 and 25, with creating a possible mean of 20.73. Being that the study will include students that attend HBCU, most of the students will identify themselves as Black or African American. If the participants do not decide to participate in the study, they will be excluded from the pool and more students will be selected. Participants will receive a compensation of $20 in the beginning and the end of the study. The areas of the brain associated with depression are the amygdala, the hippocampus, and the thalamus. Prior to the PET scan, participants will fill out a quick questionnaire to determine their age, classification, and gender, as well as completing the Beck Depression Inventory. Age will be assessed by asking the participants their birthday and how old does that make you. Classification will be assessed by circling freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. Participants will then circle female or male to determine their gender. After the participants take the diagnostic exam, they will take a PET scan. The PET scan will measure the activity in the brain, the amygdala, the hippocampus, and the thalamus. The participants will be given a consent form reassuring them that they will be in a psychological study. In the consent form, they will be asked their ID number and questions to determine their age, classification, and gender. Then the participants will complete the Beck Depression Inventory to ensure that they are candidates for the study. Phones and all other materials will be removed from the participants as they enter the classroom. When the participants have completed their individual surveys, they will be debriefed and dismissed from the classroom. When the results are in and complete, the participants will be emailed their test results. Participants that receive a 17 or higher will be asked to participate in the study. The participants will then be given a PET scan to determine which part of their brain is being affected by depression. After the participants conclude the PET scan, they will receive the app in compensation for their time. The app is available via smartphones, iPhones, and Androids. The app will focus on tracking the behaviors of the users as well as sending positive and encouraging quotes, as well as providing a safe environment for the users to express themselves. The participants will check in every 8 weeks for 6 months. However, they will only be compensated for the first testing and the final testing. In the final testing, the participants will be given the Beck Depression Inventory and another PET scan. The participants will be given their test results and hopefully their depression levels have decreased. The participants will lastly be debriefed and thanked for their time. Previous research suggests that mental health apps can be effective in making therapy more accessible, efficient, and portable. With many colleges and universities being understaffed and low budget, the app will help those who are not able to be treated by counselors. PET scan receptors are able to measure the brain areas such as the hippocampus, the thalamus, and the amygdala. The hippocampus is where memory and recollection happen. The thalamus is where sensory information is and relays it to the appropriate part of the cerebral cortex. The amygdala is associated with anger, pleasure, sorrow, and sexual arousal.